Hi, my name is Winifred Daniels, and I'll be speaking to you about my lessons under His wing. Under His wing is symbolic to having a walking, talking, personal relationship with the Father. It has been His good intent all along for all people to have this kind of relationship, and He desires to have this kind of relationship with all people. All the lessons that I will be speaking about comes from this personal relationship with Him. And the first lesson I want to speak about is how my words have failed me. Recently, I was in a meeting with a child and a parent, a guardian, and a therapist, and I was acting as mediator. And as I was listening to the words that we were speaking, it dawned upon me that we are only speaking words of anger and frustration and irritability, hurt, betrayal, trying to make others feel inferior or belittling them. And I wish I could say that I wasn't a part of that group. But that was not the case. It was only later, as I became still and speaking to God about it, that He said to me, "Stop and wait. Have you considered what I was doing?" And it reminded me of Job and his friends when Job was going through his suffering and they came to comfort him. But they came with a mindset and they came with a heart. And all their words were because of their mindset and the heart that they came with. They were speaking words of condemnation and bringing about guilt onto Job because their mindset was that he's suffering because of his wrongdoing. He's suffering because God punishes those who do wrong stuff. And Job was angry and frustrated, having to defend himself, and he used words of anger and frustration when he spoke back to them. And then there was this young man, Elihu, who came onto the scene, and he came with a heart full of conceit. Because his whole mindset was that younger people also have wisdom and older people need to also listen to younger people. But he made two valuable points. In Job 32:15, he says that Job's friends' words have failed them. Hence the title of this message. And in Job 32:8, he says that in man's spirit is the breath of God, and that is where wisdom comes from. And in Job's story, God comes into the scene, and he speaks to Job's spirit. And he tells Job that his intention was that man would see how small they are compared to him, how helpless they are compared to him. And just like God came to speak to me in my spirit about asking him what was he doing, so God spoke to Job into his spirit. And then it reminds me of Jesus. Jesus being the example and the replica of the kingdom, and how he reacted and how he responded in his time of suffering. I don't see him uttering words of retaliation. I don't see him speaking to people with contempt, not even when they were mocking him. And this is the example of the kingdom that he was expressing to us, and the example that we should be living if we living in the kingdom lifestyle, if we living the kingdom nature, if we call ourselves the kingdom. We shouldn't act or speak in the way of belittling other people or thinking less of other people, or making us feel good because of all the knowledge that we have, and belittling God. That's not the way the kingdom works. There's always a separation between the kingdom and the way of the world. So I would say that we should follow suit of the way Jesus was reflecting the kingdom. We should watch what we speak with our mouths. We should watch with what kind of heart are we speaking to other people. Because the kingdom's way is all about love. The kingdom's way is about having mercy and forgiveness. And the kingdom's way is, what is the Father doing? What is His whole intent in everything that is going on? And the lesson that I have learned here is that don't just speak. Don't have a heart that reacts. Have a heart that speaks from the truth. React in the way of the truth. Yes, we have feelings, but consider that feelings are only temporary, but the truth stays forever. So let's follow suit. Let's do what Jesus did and watch our mouths. If you've liked this video, please subscribe and stay tuned. Next week we will do lesson 2. Thank you, and until next time.